Okay. Hi, today I will explore different worldviews and how it affects the way people make sense of both their existence and bring meaning to their lives. Given that this task is relatively boundless, I am taking this opportunity to share with you three differing perspectives from three women who have been instrumental in the development of both my character and my worldview, diving into how social, historical, and cultural backgrounds impact an individual's relationship with spirituality, and the crucial part our values and beliefs play in identifying and actioning purpose. With characters differing in age, it is important to mention the impact of generational shifts, along with experiences of self-directed spiritual exploration. Entertaining conversations about how Christian frameworks and humanitarian perspectives affect ethical decisions, managing struggle, and achieving aspirations. With that, I'll get right into it. Enjoy. Okay, alright, who do we have here today?
Sophie Bilson.
Alright, thank you. First off, do you believe in God?
Not really. I was brought up in a very Christian way, but with how interested I am in science and all that, it just proves to me that it's not, that God isn't real with evolution, and yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. So then, with this, how does this affect how you find meaning in your life, and in both a day-to-day setting and more expansively?
Well, with day to day, I just like to surround myself with people that I value and people that, like, my family and friends, because those are people that I value. But then in a more like as my whole life, it's with believing in like evolution, there's not really any values that really go with that. But like with my personal values, it'd just be like little things like be kind, like always like have people's backs, and like don't lie, and like don't hurt people, don't manipulate people, just like those type of stuff is what like I don't do as like my life.
Yeah, okay. So would you say that these small things, because these small things are really what makes up the way that we action things. So then would you say that your personal values are connected to an objective set of rules, whether in a religious context or not?
Well, I don't think they really do, like, because it doesn't have any rules really. It's just more that like I try to have fun, and like we only really have one life, so just like live it to the fullest.
Yes. So would you say it's like about the so very much valuing the relationship and treating with the respect. So your respect, of course. Okay. And how do your spiritual beliefs and worldview impact the way that you strive to achieve your goals?
Well, with me, I want to be like a childcare teacher, and to get there, I would, like, with my values, it would just to be probably like just like try my hardest, and like, but that's like what everyone does, and like with like not lying, like like I don't know. What do I say for that one?
That's okay. We'll move right along. Okay, one last question is, how do your spiritual beliefs and worldview affect your ability to cope with uncertainty and challenge in your life?
Because I value family a lot, and like the people around me, if I'm going through something, I know that I can always lean on them and they can help me get through it.
Yeah, of course. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I've got my mom with me today, and I'm going to ask her some questions about her worldview and what she believes in. All right. Okay, so do you believe in God?
No.
All right. So would you say that you're more of an atheist then?
Yes, I would say so.
All right, and then so more looking at what you can see is real and science, and more of your objective.
Yeah, definitely very like science-based, and if I see it, believe it's real. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then, so second question, how's your atheism and your worldview and your values affect how you find meaning in your life?
Meaning's kind of what you make it, what you want it to be. So it's just we're all just put here on Earth, and we only have the time we have, and it's just up to us to make it what we want to make it. So yeah, like you can choose to make it good or bad, but
Yeah.
it's,
So
it's just like, I just try and like live by like my own personal values.
yeah.
It's kind of like helps me just live a happy, like peaceful kind of life. But yeah,
Maybe
that's,
so.
yeah.
All right. So with not being religious, do you still find that your ethical values are connected to a set of objective rules?
Yeah, I definitely have like solid values, like no lying for sure. That's a big one because I think that says a lot about a person, and then you lose, like, if you do get lied to, you just don't know where you stand with that person anymore. Like, yeah, and that integrity is lost.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's equal, 100%. Like, no one should be treated like less than anyone else. So yeah, it's just mind-blowing that it even is like that
Yeah.
in a lot of places still. So yeah.
I love that. Okay. And then I'm going to let me find my fourth. There it is. How does your worldview impact the way that you strive to achieve your goals?
Yeah, if I want it, I just know I gotta work hard, rely on myself, and have a clear idea of what I want. Yeah, because it's usually you gotta know what you want, and then take steps to go for it and put action in place. Like, it's not just gonna come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And then lastly, is because with achieving your goals and with life in general, we all come to hardships. So how does your worldview affect how your ability to cope with uncertainty and with challenge in your life?
Yeah, just having a lot of resilience and knowing that bad stuff will happen in life. Like, no one's safe from bad stuff happening. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, someone could get ill or tragedies happen, and like it just happens. So yeah, so I guess being fully accepting of that kind of stuff can, or does happen in your life and can happen in your life, but how to like be resilient and just be with it when it happens. So
yeah,
and you can get through it, it'll pass. But yeah, it's like we're all really tough, we all can like handle a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
very like, I think we're all very strong. So
yeah, I love that. We're all equal players, and life will come, and just got to be able to take it, I guess.
that's right. Well, yeah, at some point in your life, right, it's like something is going to be hard, or even like multiple times in your life things will be hard. So
yeah,
like having your family, your friends, like
have your own back.
Yeah, have your own back.
Yeah,
for sure. No, it's like, I got this, I can do it, like it'll pass. Yeah, like really like believe in your own ability.
Yeah.
Right,
it's all
like,
you got, really.
Yeah, like believe in yourself, because yeah, I think it helps a lot, has helped me a lot. So
absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so I have Miss Briggs with me here today. She's my last person I'm going to interview, and if you're comfortable, can I ask you some questions?
Absolutely.
All right.
Ask away.
First, do you believe in God?
Definitely.
So would you say that you're a Christian?
I am a Christian, Protestant probably, raised as a Baptist, but yeah, been a Christian all my life, raised in a Christian family. Yeah, definitely a Christian.
Okay, perfect. So my second question then goes, how does your worldview and your religion affect how you find meaning in your life?
It's everything for me. I think if I hadn't been brought up with the family that I brought up, with the Christian heritage that I have, particularly from my grandparents as missionaries, that my worldview would be very impacted by that. I think the whole reason I'm a humanities teacher is because my grandparents were all about helping others in need, and that's how they ended up in the country that they did, and how I ended up coming to be in, because my parents connected cross-culturally. So yeah, it's had a massive impact on my worldview, and I think in looking at others as well. So yeah. it's
Yeah.
it's the basis for my purpose in life. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, and then number 3, how do your ethical values connect to a set of objective rules?
Yes, definitely. So my values, my ethics, what I try and do every day is in alignment with following Christ. So I mean, you could say that explores all 3 normative ethics in a way, because you could say it's virtue. What would Jesus do? Trying to always live up to that goal. But even deontological, going into those Christian deep-rooted morals, like treat your neighbour as you would like to be treated, and to love and to be there. So I think, yeah, my ethics are hugely shaped by my religion.
Yeah, so quite what am I trying to say? Anyway,
There's a very strong evolved connection between the 2 for me. Yeah.
Okay, number 4, how do your spiritual beliefs and your worldview impact the way that you strive to achieve your goals?
I'm an A-type personality, so I have a problem with control, with being too controlling. So and wanting everything to be ordered and to be sequential. So I think for me, it's realizing that I have to daily not be in control, and remember that God is in control of the things that I can't control, which is not easy for my personality type. But that's where I have to reroute myself every day and go, you know what? At the end of the day, God's got me.
Yeah.
And I can do everything that I can do to be excellent. But if I fall short of that, I'm covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can lean back on and trust.
That's right.
Right. And then my last one is, which links into this, how does your spiritual belief and worldview affect your ability to cope with uncertainty and challenge in your life?
Last year was probably the most challenging year of my life. With I mean, you had me as a teacher with my son being very sick and not being able to do anything about that. And I think for me, I really feel for people who don't have that fallback, that security, or that hope. And my favourite time of the year is Christmas, because of that idea of hope, that's when hope came to the world through Jesus Christ. And I think, how do you live without that? Like, I have that deep-seated hope, like, regardless of whatever happened with Dylan, with his health last year, whether we got him better, whether we didn't, whether we possibly lost him at times, I always had that hope in the future, knowing that this is not the end. This is actually the worst of it.
Yeah.
And that after this is where the real hope and real beginnings start, and that's where we have an eternity of hope ahead of us.
Yeah. So that's incredible. Okay, well, that's all my questions for today. Thank you so much for sharing.
I got you to 4 minutes.
Oh, that's so good. This was really insightful, really helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Always happy to answer.
Thank you for listening. I hope you found value in what these women have had to share. While the Christian worldview believes in a God and has a bold connection to an external guide of objective ethical principles, the atheist worldview has the opportunity to hold values in a similar effect. However, instead of adhering to divine laws, taking a humanistic approach, affecting qualities of integrity, equality, and respect under universal obligations. Meaning has been defined differently across all 3 interviews, beginning with my best friend, challenging the idea of life after death, saying that we only have one life, needing to make the most of it. This follows through into my mom's interview. Between the 2 atheist worldviews, there are contrasting themes, likely due to the generational gap. From Sophie's naturalistic science-based perspective, valuing quality relationships and fun, to Mom's postmodern approach and a strong value of self-reliance. Depending on cultural and historical backgrounds, the reasoning behind your worldview can differ. The Christian worldview found religion to be a foreground for humanitarian practice and the base purpose to life. When faced with challenges, the atheist view relies on community around them, while equally their resilience. Mom suggests that struggle is unavoidable for everyone, and that there is no source of immunity, where Miss Briggs uses her faith to find peace with things that she cannot control, fostering a blanket of eternal hope. Carrying into her mindset for achieving her goals, reassured by security of faith despite doubt regarding excellence. Where Mom and Sophie interpret the question differently, falling back on the idea of self-sufficiency, where Mom and Sophie interpret the question, arguing that it is hard work and having a clear idea of what you want that will bring you to your goals. I personally am an atheist. I believe, from what has been evident today, that my upbringing has a large part to play in that. However, since being at Glasshouse, I have come to reconcile with Christian faith and broaden my perspectives to see the value in religion from within their institution, connecting the reality and velocity of the people's relationship to God. To finish, I will indulge in a short evaluation of the product. I have learned that humans find meaning in their life through their worldviews, constructed by their cultural, historical, and social experiences. That spirituality exploration goes beyond religious practice, and instead is an abstract exploration of philosophical meaning. Believing that worldviews are dynamic and adaptive is what you choose to do with the conclusions you come to that move towards your purpose and add value to the world. My choice of product has positively influenced the clarity of my message because of its engaging multimodal format, where the process tested my conversation and planning skills to produce an effective outcome, while giving me the platform to interview quality sources, a humanities teacher, a youth, and a woman in trade to compare and contrast perspectives from multiple demographics. In the future, I would include a male perspective to diversify the product's representations, enabling it to present viewpoints from opposing genders. If I was to redo this task, I would improve the coherence of the dialogue in the interviews, changing the tone of the questions from an almost interrogative style to conversational, to increase entertainment value. That concludes the presentation for today. Thank you for listening.